Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Yuri the Blender Magus and we will continue to refine our sculpt for the creation of Anubis here. So really what we're going to be doing today is just making some refinements, changing a few things, like I'm going to revise the shape of the face here, and I'm going to add some veins to this muscles and really just kind of go in here to these different muscle areas and crease them up, try to make them look like there's skin on here, and that's pretty much it. And we might add the mouth or the the gums and teeth and stuff today as well. But before we do that, we're just gonna refine the sculpt. So for refinement, the area again I'm gonna first focus on is this face area. I did a bit more research on dogs and how their faces are constructed, and I believe that while I have the right idea, things can definitely be modified a bit more to actually look more canine. So that's what I'll be doing today. Yeah, my instinct is to use the grab tool, but again, the grab tool just does not work as well as it used to. Maybe this will help me. Okay. Alright, very good, very good. And we don't want that indentation to be too strong. We really want the snout to just kind of flow out, and then dog's eyes, so the shape of their eyes. So let's go in here. We can smooth that out. Let's go in here. And the shape of dog's eyes are actually a lot more round than I initially had them. And again, I don't know what it is about the grab tool, but it's like every tool that can do a similar function to the grab tool is working as a better grab tool than the actual. Anyway, hopefully they'll fix that or change the coding for it or something in the next update. Okay, we're just gonna move this down, and actually we're going to get rid of this a little bit, because this part of the dog's face is not that pronounced. In fact, the only thing pronounced, like dogs, so dogs kind of have eyebrows. They're just not constructed in the same manner as a human's eyebrows. Now let's move all this up. Yeah, dogs have rather wide eyes, so we'll give them some lookers here. And oh yeah, before you get going too good, make sure that you turn on proportional editing, just in case it's okay. So it is on, but I didn't mention that at first. And I'm gonna turn on my screencast keys also. Awesome. So I'm gonna hit Control Spacebar to get back in here, and I'm gonna go on this side because this side doesn't have a socket. And we're just gonna cave this area in a little bit. There we go. I can smooth all that out. Yeah. Okay. And smooth this out a little more. Alright, let's zoom out so that we can better see what we're doing. Okay, actually, I'm already liking that better. Now, what we don't want to, we still want to give him a little bit of emotion. We don't want to make it too photorealistic as far as like the, you know, just the base look of dogs. Like, dogs usually, if they're not actively snarling at you, they usually look pretty happy. But Anubis is a god of death, and so I doubt that there's much joy in that job. I mean, he might enjoy it because it's his job, but you know, just for creative reasons, we're not gonna have him smiling and whatnot. So I guess I'll just remark on the main changes I'm going to be making, and then I'll time-lapse this part of the video. Again, we're going in here and fixing up the eyes, or at least I'm changing parts of the eyes that I'm not happy with, and I'm actually going to go back to my proportional editing options and increase this back to, what was it? We're going to go back to 5 actually. And the reason I did that is because we don't need a million polygons in here right now, at least while I'm just changing the basic structure. So feel free to change the detail size back to a higher or smaller detail, just so that you can, you know, if you need to go back in and block in some more forms, then you should feel free to do so. Because it's subdivide collapse, if you know, when you change your detail size up or down, up being less detail and down being more, if you change it back to like 12 or something, and you sculpt over your mesh, it'll actually, you know, get rid of the high resolution detail you have. So be careful with it, but at the same time, if you need to make some structural changes that are that don't have to do with a whole lot of detail, and you know, you don't want to slow your machine down while you're working, then just go on ahead and turn your detail size down a bit, and then you can get back to work. Actually, I do recall that last time we were here, we installed some extra cool brushes. So I'm gonna get to using those actually. So yeah, guys, I will meet you guys back at the end of fixing up the face, because like I've stated before, you know, if we were to sit here through this whole process of me talking, then I'd be talking for hours, and these videos would then be hours long, and you know, no one has time for that. So I'm going to speed up the rest of this process, and I'll get back to you when I'm ready to move on to something else. So I'll see you guys when I come back. Alright guys, so I'm going to pause the time lapse just to make note of the technique I'm using. I'm using this crease brush to go in and accentuate the crevices of the mesh. Just going over it lightly like so. You can change your detail size back up or down if you want. I'm just gonna go back down to 4 instead of 3. But yeah. So you see, I'm going over the different areas that have creases in them, and once I sharpen those creases up or deepen them just to make them more obvious, I then go in with the pinch brush and bring these crevices together. This gives a sharper, more natural feel to your indentations, and prevents them from becoming like canyons and valleys in your mesh instead of just a crease. So you see how using these two brushes in combination with each other can get you some pretty crisp muscle results. So I just wanted to make note of that. So I'm gonna go back to the time lapse now.
Perfect. Perfect.
Alright everyone, so it seems that we have finished our sculpt. We went in and we cleaned up some of the detail, added some veins, changed the proportions of the dog head. Yeah, everything is looking a lot better than when we left off. Just so we can totally finish the creation process of this character for this particular video, I'm just gonna go ahead and make the teeth and gums area